Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of Dies Irae. And this episode is every single previous episode and every single episode of novels on this channel is blind. So is Bey. Let's just enter the caverns, because this is not a normal darkness it seems, so he's basically blind, so let's go. He's blind just as I am. I stepped into emptiness. It surprised me, but the lack of falling sensation made it clear I just didn't walk into some hole. Even so, I couldn't feel anything beneath my feet, not to mention that I couldn't see anything. Again, my eyesight isn't normal. I'm confident it outclasses those shitty night vision scopes. Despite that, I couldn't see a single inch in front of me. I felt like I'd been ejected into outer space or something. Yeah. I wonder if he's been in a situation like this before. But expectedly, because of that, the situation actually brought me great joy. Sure, it pissed me off that they got me first, but it was clear that I'd finally found a proper opponent. I also realized that I'd been separated from Babylon and Beatrice. I couldn't see them, of course, but I couldn't even feel their presence either. Interesting. So it, like, teleported them, like, again, like separated them with like teleportation or something, or they just can't feel the presence and they like still next to each other actually. For all I knew, they might be right next to me, but the darkness was far too thick for me to know. It had both the density and the quality to cut off not just vision, but the other senses too. Now that I'd activated the trap, there were many exciting twists and turns I could experience. I get the appointed moment to make their move, but the darkness and silence remained unchanging. Okay. It was hard to call it walking when I didn't actually feel anything beneath my feet. But that's more or less what I started doing. That sounds terrifying as hell. That sounds so damn terrifying. I cannot even comprehend this, to be honest. I didn't know about the others, but I obviously wasn't the type to be scared of the dark. I unhesitatingly, god damn it, what the fuck? Why words like this exist? Without hesitation, can't you write something like that? Do we need unhesitating think? Continued forward, full intent on making something happen. I hoped to see something tasteful, something stimulating. That was pretty much the only thing on my mind. My heart was hungering for thrill. What I got there was nothing I expected. Okay? Oh? We hear Lisa? A voice resounded through the darkness. It was a woman's lament, dense with shame and indignation. What? Is it like a memory of Lisa from Levin's Children organization or something? Like, she's not getting results from, like, you know, breeding superhumans, basically? I recognize the voice. It belonged to a person I knew pretty well. A woman I just talked to a few moments ago. Even so, I could tell it wasn't the same person talking. Her words were completely unrelated to the situation at hand, after all. Yeah, it's like a memory or something. But so, I guess like this magician or whatever, this anomaly, is thinking like by showing this to Bey and then basically to them, because probably each of them have like some kind of like getting some kind of memory from someone else, I think. Like, it's trying to attack them like mentally, and the Bey just don't give a fuck about the others. So yeah, that's not going to work on him. It was very real, in fact. It was the truth about the woman known as Lisa Brenner. Suddenly, a strange vision expanded before me.
もう一度最初から考えて
Way to start the vision.
間違ったのはどこか。どの段階で私はいらぬ手を加えたのか。いいえ違う。私は何をやらなかったのか。
It was a tasteless, sterile-looking room, and yet there was a woman moaning outward as her cheeks shook with fright. She was clearly at her wit's end. The panic, irritation, and fear in her expression weren't enviable in the least. For what I could tell, she'd barely bathed, ate, or slept recently. Her hair was greasy, her clothes worn out, and her cheeks were thin. Despite it all, however, her tired eyes were burning with passion. Wow, she's been in pretty bad shape back in the day, holy Jesus. She looked like a soldier on the verge of snapping after being thrown into the worst battlefield imaginable. Hell, all the depth and absurdity in the room made it feel much like the battlefield in and of itself.
こりゃまたやるもんだ。話には聞いてたが、なるほど。こいつは確かにバビロンか。
Okay. Oh, Jesus! Oh! Oh, okay. The woman was surrounded by countless corpses. At first glance, it didn't look like they had any wounds, that made the scene even more eerie. I couldn't even tell which of the brats were boys or girls, considering they were all under 10. It probably wasn't all that special, but I could tell that it was mostly due to their fucked up upbringing. A warped environment makes for rapid growth. Just like brats brought up by the wolves grew up to think they were wolves, so did the corpses here. Looked like they hadn't led a normal human life. Coming from me, that would be pretty rich. But still, the scene was both grotesque and somewhat divine. In a way, those these genderless brats were like angels. Their brains were tempered with to open the channels of consciousness unused by normal people, forcing them to see colors and hear sounds imperceivable by anyone else. Interacting with such things had caused them to break under the weight of their own power. Evolution, eugenics, the children of the sun, the third age future, the creation of the Ubermensch. That was Lisa Brenner's goal, and the result was staring me in the face. These angels weren't blowing trumpets of blessing. The woman's castle ironically called the Fountain of Life. Okay. So, was it really called like that? Someone knows? Can you let me know in the comments? Is it actually a thing? Like, other name for the, like, place or something? With the Lebanese Children Organization had, like, their, like, facilities or something, I guess. It was, like, called like that? That's creepy. Was a place that only created more death. What of it though? Was there any point in showing that vision to me? Yeah, Bey is like, I don't give a fuck. It made me feel kind of funny and stupid. Like I'd walked in someone I knew fucking. But that was the extent of it. I didn't see the meaning behind the show. Ignoring the confusion, the scene continued.
サイキックを生むという方針そのものは間違ってない。危うい思想ではあるけれど、今さら綺麗事がまかり通る世界じゃないのよ。
Okay.
博愛と平等を歌ったところで戦争は終わらないから。終わらせるには圧倒的な力。それを生み出す戦意の鼓舞。どこもかしこも自分たちが世界一優秀な民族だと言っている。そう言っているだけだから戦況は混沌とするのよ。自負は形にしないと意味がない。
I'm so happy we're like exploring even more of Lisa's backstory. Because I think like we knew what happened, right, with Lisa and the backstory and stuff from the like original game. But this is like in more detail and expanding more of her character, I think. I'm glad we have this.
我々の子供たちこそ新たな世界を
We never saw her in that state.
内外に見せつけるには少しくらい頭や見た目がいいというだけじゃ足りない。
Yeah. We knew she wasn't alright with everything what happened and stuff. From the conversation we had, and she described everything, how she felt back in the day and stuff, but we never actually saw how bad it is. How bad it was, actually. Or it's been. Yeah. One of these.
既存人類にはできないことができる。その枠を超えた存在だと認めさせる。そのためにはサイキック。問答無用で一目瞭然。
Miracles brought humans to their knees. They feared and revered them. After all, no one would resist a country full of people who could fly. Our relationship with Lord Hadrish was similar. Hell, you could say the same about most religions. Everyone would follow the words of someone who could come back from the dead, or predict the future. Of course I could see Babylon's point. If a man's lot in war was to bleed on the battlefield, the woman's was to bear nature children. Her ultimate goal was to create an evolved next generation. If the Third Reich could mass-produce physics, it would instantly be considered a glorious land chosen by God or whatever. That notion might seem simplistic, but when shit turns way too convoluted, it's the basic punches that deal the most damage. If you ask me, to seize control over something huge like a world war, you need a degree of clarity most would consider fucking stupid. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, World War II resulted in the creation of the nukes. Back then, in terms of ridiculousness, that was pretty much the equivalent of flying physics. I mean, they are not wrong. I guess so, yeah.
だからここまで私は間違っていない。サイキックを生む方法も9割方確立している。
Okay. Babylon looked around and saw where the corpses and she saw where the corpses of the little angels.
それに耐えられる子がいないということ。汎用性が全くじゃあ、もっと基準を下げるべき？それは本末転倒というものでしょう。むしろ今はとことんまで性能を突き詰めた原種を生むことに注力した方がいい。ここで妥協をしないことが続くすべての底上げにつながるはずだし、最初の成功がなければ次もないから。
Wow.
この子たちの犠牲を無駄にはしない。してはいけない。
Wow, so because she don't want the sacrifices to be in vain, she chooses to continue these experiments. Holy Jesus, even though it's going to lead into more deaths. Oh my god. Wow. She was so broken. She bit her finger, her legs shook and her face turned pale, giving me a good idea of what she was thinking. I wasn't completely clueless back then, and hell, it was pretty damn simple train of thought.
優生学。天才の子は天才で、超人の子は超人。
Mixing the army lights and women from the respected household wasn't enough to create superhuman brats. Because of that, there was only one answer.
私が産むしかないわけね。
Okay, yeah, so that's the time when she decided to use her in-heart body, basically. One of the closed fangs of the gold and idol's obsidian round table. Lisa Brenner herself was a fitting mother to a superhuman. It was only obvious. In fact, you would expect it to be the first thing she ever tried. And from what I've heard, she actually did just that. Tons of times too.
だけど、
Wow.
どうしたら私に子供が誰とどんなにどれほどしても
Oh.
中に命が宿らない。最大の結果、
Oh.
つまるところ私の資質。
Oh wow. And Reinhardt just worked.
これほどたくさんの子供を殺し、愛もなく男性とつながってきた私じゃ母になる資格はないというの。でもだったら
Jesus. Her panic and fear was alien to me, obviously. Unless you are shooting blanks or something, women have hundreds of chances to make the bread with a single release of our seed. A barren field, though, doesn't bear any fruit, so it's clearly much harsher for women. Considering the situation, the only logical conclusion was that there was something wrong with her womb. Funnily enough, Babylon, whose goal was to be the ultimate human, found an impossible barrier in infertility. Just as she'd said, without a single success, she would never have a second one. Why Reinhardt bodyworked then? I guess he's golden.
どうすればどうしたら子供が欲しい。この手に抱きたい。ああ、どうか私に母となれる資格を。それさえ叶えば。
Regardless of their goal, that definitely wasn't something a mass murderer of other people's brats had the right to say. Wow. An irony aside, though, it was definitely a prime example of women giving in to madness. Because of that.
悪魔に魂を売っても構わない。
Oh! Hi, Mercurius! Great! I half expected the voice I heard next. The words were accompanied by the storm of visual static.
あなたはいつから
I could feel the surprise in her tone. The magician ignored it and continued blessing her with a mercurial curse.
死体を抱くことでしか愛を感じることができぬ女だ。サロメのように。
I have no idea who Salome is. But he explained it like very shortly, I guess.
接吻は暖冬に、化粧はむくろに、飾り立てるならば。
Jesus, what a description.
愛し合うなら墓所をしとねにするがそう。生きた男をどれだけ抱いても、御身の腹は受け入れぬ。
Now it fucking makes sense. Thanks, Mercurius. God fucking damn it. Reject all men who still draw breath. Oh my god, that's why she had to use Reinhardt's body without his soul and everything. He literally had to do this with the corpse. Holy Jesus. Wow. Also, if I'm correct, there is a scene that is like cut off from the Amanda Cemented version that we played on this channel, but in the OG there is a scene. She actually did a thing with Kain as well, apparently. At some point. Yeah. I don't know why, but because it's been cut, so I don't know the context. I have no idea why would she go and like with Kain, but I don't know. Maybe someone can explain this to me. I don't know the context. Because it's been cut off. Soul and Kain, huh? What he was telling her to do was corpse above all corpses.
火は逃されるなよ、大インプ殿。何度も試せることではない。
Wow.
ああ、よかなんよかなん死したお前こそが美しいと歌い。
Jesus, this is her chant. Wow. Then the darkness returned, once again surrounded by the deafening silence. I have it, a light sigh.
それで結局何なんだよ。
I still didn't see the point of making me sit through that. Sure, I could tell that there were Babylon's memories, and an important part of what made her and what she was now. But it didn't seem to be connected to the situation at hand in any way, shape or form. Though it wasn't a complete waste of time, it wasn't particularly interesting either. It barely made me feel a thing. Babylon probably felt the same way, assuming she saw it too. It was likely nothing more than a poke on an old wound for her, and she definitely wasn't weak enough to be broken by that. A woman who was ready to sell her soul to the devil would be daunted by the glimpse of her dark side. That was why I...
あ、待てよ。暗部か。
Okay.
なるほど、つまり。
As I realized the meaning behind the vision, the darkness was removed once more. Oh, Beatrice darkness now. I love this CG already. Holy Jesus. Also, this is weird sword design, I guess. I never realized it's like that. This looks so good. Wow. I love Beatrice.
心からの信頼においてあなたの命に反したこと
I saw a woman repenting while holding up her blade in reverence. First came the darkness of Babylon's soul, and now it's Beatrice's turn.
私は愚かであなたのお役に立てなかっただからあなたの炎で包んでほしい
These were the memories from when she accepted the Mercury rewards and became a knight at the Option table. The only thing whirling in her heart was regret and motivation. It was all made visual and became a film for me to watch.
貴様何を笑っている
I'm in love in this, like, an interview with Kaziklu Bey. This series is so good. The place was simplistic, field hospital, and Beatrice was sitting on a chair next to a bed within it. Everyone on the bed stared at her with fiery eyes. Also, there's a dot that shouldn't be here. It was Samuel. And no two ways about it. Those were memories from the time she got those burns. Oh. It was year 1942, about 2 years back. Specifically, the day when the news of Lord Hage's assassination began to spread. I don't remember, actually. Did we ever learn how she got her burn? I have vague memory that we did, but I'm not sure. Can someone remind me in the comments if we actually saw it in Dies Irae? Or maybe not so, but was that mentioned? I don't remember. I think we did, but I don't know. Would be nice to have a reminder. Of course, that was just misinformation, and I didn't believe it for a second. However, I'd be lying. I said that it didn't shake me. Those two weren't all that different in that regard.
その時私は本当に笑みを浮かべていたのだろうかハイドリヒ教の死という法を受けた少佐は戦場で彼女らしからぬ失態を演じた果てに
Okay.
再起不能の身となった
Oh.
命だけは取り留めたが軍人としての未来を完全に絶たれたのだ
What?
いやそれだけではない
She couldn't be a soldier anymore?
半身を覆う重度の火傷はエレオノーレ・フォン・ビッテンブルグという人物を女性としても殺している見た目の痛ましさはもちろんのこと上官が失ったものを思えば笑っていられるはずがない
Why would the burns kill Eleanor, basically? How would it affect her? I mean, Samuel always seemed as the character that wouldn't give a fuck about state that she's in. She's like too loyal for everything. Why would that affect her?
だけどなぜか だからこそ。
嬉しいか。キルヒハイゼン。
Oh, this is like... Oh wait, this is like Eleanor is like lying on the ground just after like some kind of explosion or something happened. And Beatrice is actually like above her right now. Oh.
嬉しい。そうだ。私はこの時ほっとしたのだ。これで自分たちは救われると。あるべき日常に帰れると。戦況は最悪で、祖国は滅びるかもしれなくて、家族も友人も我々自身も死ぬか不具者になるしかないだろうと思いながらも、助かったと安堵したのだ。なぜならそれは人としての結末だから。どれだけ不幸なものであろうと、私が理解できる世界の形を外れてないから。
Basically, hearing of the Gold's death, it made her feel the exact opposite of Samuel. He was overcome with despair. The regret that fastened within her due to that sentiment sharpened her into what she was now.
ハイドリヒ教は死んだのですね。
Her words were stiff, and it was hard to tell whether she was crying or laughing. Next moment, Samuel hit Beatrice's head with a nearby flower vase.
出て行け。
Oh, she's like in hospital.
貴様の顔など見たくない。
She's in the hospital. Oh. So, did they like... Okay, wait. Because they mentioned assassination, so Samuel was near Reinhardt and there was like explosion or something, that assassination that they faked. That Reinhardt died, and that explosion basically scarred Eleanor. And by killing Eleanor, they mean like... Why would... I said like, why would that affect her? I guess because she was in like a near presence of Reinhardt, she blames herself for his death. Basically, like, I could like do something, basically. I made my superior to die. I think that's something like that. What do you think? You can let me know.
少佐。
出て行け。今すぐ。殺す。
Wow.
二度とその面を私に見せるな。
I never expected Samuel to be like this. This is so different. This is such a different Eleanor that we know from this era. Following her bellowing, she collapsed and started groaning while huffing like a beast. Beatrice watched as Eleanor tore into the sheets so hard that her half-melted fingernails came off. Then Beatrice stood up.
新しい花瓶を持ってきます。
Wow. She wanted to bring Samuel flowers and stay with her no matter how many times her superior hit her. That was all she could do, and she felt like it was something she absolutely had to do. There was nothing else in her heart. In that moment, it made her feel free for the first time in years. At least, in terms of the worldview, she so wanted to believe in anyway.
戦争はまだ終わらない。人死にも止まらない。おそらく祖国が敗北するまで、いやきっとその後も悲劇は連鎖し続けるだろう。だけど私と少佐に限ってはもう戦いを終えたのだ。黄金の光に飲まれ、人でないものへと変わる恐怖。最も危惧していた未来を避けることができたのだから、あとはただ軍人として当たり前に進めばいい。何も難しくない。簡単なこと。そう思って愚かにも信じ込んでしまったこと。それが私にとって最大の後悔。
She wasn't wrong there. Beatrice was acting really damn stupid. Whoa! That's new? She had no way of knowing this, but the moment after Beatrice left, Samuel was visited by none other than the Gold himself, alive and well. Whoa! I have no words. Okay. Just wow. Sam was shocked at first, but then began to shed tears of pure joy. A month later, Lord Heinrich took her in her arms.
隠すな。恥じる必要など何もない。今の刑こそが美しい。
Okay.
私と共に来い、少佐。一度死んだ身なのはお互いだろう。
はい。はい。どこまでも。
So in the end, the only idiot was Beatrice. She couldn't bear the reality and escaped the comforting illusion. Really, how stupid can you get? I mean, there was just no way Lord Hedge could die. Ignoring reality to protect her own little ward made her a real failure as a soldier, a fact that weighed heavy on her. If you ask me, even if Beatrice stayed by Samuel's side and didn't believe for even a second, the end result wouldn't have changed.
失敗を犯したのは確かだから。私が愚かだったのは事実だから。悔いが残るのだ。取り戻したいと切に願う。
しかり、その思いこそ御身の真実。
Yeah. And that storm of static followed by the magician's curse or blessing.
御身は輝く魂を追い、死を量産する。英霊をバルハラへ招く死神であり、グラズヘイムの先兵たるにふさわしきもの。その業を祝福し、マナーを送ろう、バルキュリア。戦場をかける来光のごとき、戦を止めよ。
Beatrice clenched her teeth in disgrace, proudly denying her allies.
私は道を照らす光。
Yeah, we know. Like, her craving is so awesome. I just loved and learned about her craving when she was fighting with Eleanor. That's been like one of the greatest episodes. God damn it. She embraced her blade and promised to continue being human, no matter how deep in the sea of mercury she sank.
なるほどな。
The film vanished, leaving nothing but darkness. Once again, the situation hadn't changed at all. From what I could tell, this place was all about darkness as a concept. It included the dark sides of human hearts and souls, and being here made them materialize before you. In that sense, it was actually a pretty good defense mechanism. The invaders probably couldn't leave this place until they faced and defeated the darkness within. It was too indirect for my tastes, but I couldn't deny that it was bothersome. After all, there was a single person in the world without a dark side. Not to mention that, assuming I was right about having to face the darkness, there was no way to tell what exactly you had to do. And even if I had the meaning of getting rid of my dark side, there was a question of if going through with it would alter me somehow. After all, the memories I just saw were important parts of who Babylon and Beatrice were as people. Taking them out would be equivalent of removing your spine. You would just crumble to the ground, yep. With that in mind, I had to come up with a way to remove this darkness. Yeah, you would just like to just charge in and just destroy the thing. It was definitely very magician-like though. Malus would probably have made short work of the barrier, but since she wasn't there, I had to do something myself. There was only one real option for me. Okay, show me my darkness. Are we going to see his family house or something? The beginning? First and foremost, I had to see what my darkness actually was. Hi Helga, yep, expected that. Yep. Oh wow. Fully we have animations for this, oh my god. What I saw was the woman standing in a garden of crimson roses, with a wide, broken smile on her face. She bathed in the fountain of blood. I knew that insane expression all too well. The unnatural passion, shining endlessly in her crimson eyes, made me click my tongue. Yep. I wasn't amused by the sight whatsoever. Preparing for her to get on my nerves, I made a point to speak as bluntly as possible.
ヘルガかよ。
Yep.
そうよ。こうして面と向かうのは久しぶりね。あの時あなたに愛されて以来、もうどれくらい経ったのかしら。ちゃんと毎日ご飯を食べてる？風邪なんかひいてない？私に会えなくて寂しかった？ねえまた昔みたい。
Helga is so twisted.
うるせえ、黙れ。
I wasn't in the idea of wasting time listening to some demented hack talk, so I raised a finger and made myself clear.
決まりは一つだ。質問するから、てめえはバカみたいに答えろ。聞いてもねえこと勝手にペラ回しやがったら。
殺しちゃうって？じゃあそうしてもらおうかな。
Okay.
だって私は。
What the? Cutting her words short, I punched Helga in the face. What the fuck, Bey? On the other hand, that's what I would expect from Bey. Okay. Her silhouette scattered into pieces, accompanied by the sound of the bursting water balloon.
そうよ、それそれ。
Jesus!
そういうところが私は大好き。
Helga is just ultimate masochist.
見る？私の愛しい私。
Jesus!
めちゃめちゃにして、私を愛して。
She stood up from the puddle of blood. I reduced her to regaining her form in the process. It seemed not even turning her to dust could make her disappear. I more or less expected it, so I wasn't surprised, but it sure as hell pissed me off. Bitch annoyed me to no end, I swear.
お前が俺の闇っていうことでいいのか？
もちろん。そうよ。そうに決まってるじゃない。あなたにとって一番拭えない記憶は私でしょ？
Pretty much, and my dark gift is basically constantly making me remember you.
一番深い血の絆。
Her form wrinkled like the amoeba, and as her corrupted, blood-stained eyes took a crescent shape, I could see a red fang picking out her grinning mouth.
とっくに死んだ奴が抜かしてんじゃねえよ。血のつながりならてめえをぶち殺した時に清算してるわ。
あらそう？でもそれならどうして私はあなたの
Good question for Bey.
愛しいビル、吸血鬼になりたいビル。私から生まれたっていう現実が許せないのね。
Pretty much, yeah. That's why he killed you in the first place.
だから壊した我が始まりよ。愛になれって。
Yep. Yeah, I cut away the curse of my origin. That was the truth I had confidence in. I mean, who would ever accept that the filthy crow gave birth to a phoenix? I had to right that wrong, to break that idea and be
な
reborn.
のに未だに私とあなたはつながっている。切れないのよ。家族なんだし当たり前じゃない。あなたは今でも私を愛した日の記憶を抱いている。忘れたくないんだよね。だから私も忘れない。あなたが覚えてるから消えたりしない。もっともっと激しく長く永遠にずっと一緒よ、ビルヘルム。それが私とあなたをつなぐ闇の賜物。
Yep. Dark gift.
うるせえ。
照れないで素直になってよ。またムッターの血が吸いたいんでしょ、甘えん坊さん。
黙れと言ったぞ。
I threw another punch. It reduced her to bloody mist. But even that wasn't enough to stop her from talking. Her voice resounded all around me. Wow.
愛してるわ、ビルヘルム。私を求めて、私を見てよ。
Helga is so twisted, I love it. God damn it. How character like Helga that we so like for one like scene in Dies Irae can be so good. Why? How is that possible? I think like it's because she's part of Bey basically, and like her and the Bey just like intertwined with each other with the story. That's what makes her so good. She's so twisted.
だってどうせあなたは
With both ridiculous affection in her tone, Helga imparted those cursed words upon me.
手に入るものなんか何もないわよ。
Jesus. The moment I roared.
ビルヘルム。
Oh! Hi, Claudia. What? Claudia invaded the darkness space? How? The darkness disappeared, the sound like the ebbing of a tide. No, it didn't disappear, it escaped. The fuck? Claudia made the darkness obey this escape?
ネズミ、それにコウモリだと。
What is happening? There were so many such animals, thousands seems like an understatement. That the dark glowing creatures retreated like an avalanche. It was safe to assume they were what comprised the darkness I was just in. The swarming horde of little animals made me feel slightly disgusted, but that didn't really matter, given the situation. What mattered was the question of why they were scattering. I hadn't done anything to make it happen. Nothing in my face off with Helga could be described as mediating my dark side. All I did was to tell her to fuck off. But if that was enough, then this wouldn't have been a problem for anyone.
気に入らねえぞ、舐めやがって。
All I knew was that I wasn't the one who took care of my problem. I found that degrading, since I wasn't the all well ends well type of guy. With that in mind, I stood in place and considered the situation, just so I could feel that I passed the chance by myself.
俺がヘルガを忘れてねえだと。それが未だに縛られてる証だと。
Well, it was definitely true that I hadn't forgotten her. Back then, it had only been 15 or 16 years since I'd killed her, and my memory wasn't convenient enough to just let me delete the event or anything. Did the fact that I remembered her mean I love her? No fucking way. It's normal to remember people you fucked in the past. You might lose all attachment to them, but you won't just forget.
じゃあなんだ、特別視している面があるとでも。笑わせんなよ。否定はしねえが種類が違う。
Helga left an impression on me because she was my first woman. Sure, that made her special, but she was the memento at most, a mere trophy. A man who tried to find bonds or love in that had a few screw loose. I tell ya, it was the stupid, pathetic babbling you would expect from someone who was brain dead. Obviously, I had no ear for such bullshit, so I concluded that I could have won the argument, even if it wasn't cut short.
てめえは俺の唯一無二なんかじゃねえ。思い上がんじゃねえぞ、間抜け。今後そこにいくらでも首を並べてやろうじゃねえか。見てやがれ。
Wow. Oh. After I said that, my vision grew completely clear. The first thing I saw was Claudia.
てめえ、こんなところにいたのか。
Okay. We're at the deepest part of the cavern, in a room that seemed like the burial chamber. Claudia was lying on the floor, completely unconscious and looking like a careless idiot that she was. Oh, was she consumed by the darkness as well? Or maybe not. The idea that I had to deal with that evanescent bullshit while she was sleeping soundly made me feel both tired and slightly pissed.
おいこら起きろアホ
I poked her with my foot, but the only response she gave me were light groans. I prepared to try and wake her up with a stronger kick, but...
あこれは確か
Oh, okay. Back with the envelope. An envelope fell out from my uniform. It's the same one I'd gotten from Samuel. I'd completely forgotten its existence. But being surrounded by all those bats probably messed up my clothes and loosened it. I considered just throwing it away right then and there, but seeing it at the moment made me somewhat curious.
何なんだよ結局
Okay. Right. I mumbled, picked it up, opened it, took out the document inside, and began reading it. And this is when I will stop. We'll read the document that Samuel gave us in the next episode. It's going to be something game-changing. If this appeared that late in the story, they basically forgot about this. I forgot about this totally as well. And we suddenly have it. It's going to be a game changer. Anyway, thank you everyone for being with me. I'll see you in the next one. So leave a like if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you'd like to support me and see the episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and for Pocket Watch, is going out.